evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's week 4 in the NFL, and the Bills are 3-1. Welcome to the beautiful Red Creek, New York, here at the B.B.I.N studios. And I'm your correspondent, DJ Duvall, here with my buddy
Slick Willie.
Slick Willie. And we're coming to you actually a little earlier this week. It's 3-0. I just went in there. It's 3-0 Cincinnati right now. Cincinnati's playing Pittsburgh, 2 0-3 teams. But Will, Bills game yesterday.
Yeah, we both went to it,
Separately but together.
The Bills lost, but they showed a lot.
They sure did.
It was 16-10.
Dang awesome.
The defense kept them in it. We had a chance in the fourth quarter, and
about 3 or 4 chances in the fourth quarter.
Basically,
the Patriots scored first. They went 3 and out. The Bills went 3 and out.
Yep. And
then I don't even remember how they got the ball at one point, but the Patriots finally scored. Was it a turnover? Was it one of Josh's 3 interceptions?
Right.
They scored. And then we got the ball back and went 3 and out again. Went to punt, and I don't even know our punter's name because I can't stand the guy. But we had a guy out wide open. All he had to do was snap the ball and throw it to him. He would have picked up probably 40 yards. But we didn't see that. And so they were rushing 10. Obviously, nobody was covering him. And somebody came in unblocked, blocked the punt, walked it in for a touchdown, and they were up 13-0 because they missed the first extra point.
Very true.
And then I said to Corey, "You want to go back to your pool and go swimming? Because I don't want to be here very much." Tons of Patriots fans, of course, at the Ralph. But we stuck with it. I thought we were just going to get obliterated at that point, and we stuck around. We climbed back into it. We kicked a field goal, made it 13-3. Then we missed a field goal going into the half.
First drive coming out of halftime.
Yeah, first drive in the second half. 6 for 6, Allen goes. We score, make it 13-10. And that was as close as we get. They end up kicking a field goal, making it 16-10. And then the Bills got to the 3-yard line on the last drive of the game. And no, not on the last drive of the game, because last drive was another
5 minutes
ago. Interception by Matt Barkley, yeah.
But the Bills did get to the 3-yard line. Balls are rolling. Josh Allen was leading us down the field again. As much as I complained about him because he played like trash, but in the second half he turned things around. He was putting on a nice drive. He ran for a first down. Got hit in a very controversial hit. There was a flag. Unfortunately, there was holding on the offense, which didn't exist, but whatever. So it was offsetting penalties, and that's my biggest complaint with this. You cannot have a
personal foul, no matter what the personal foul is, and then
because you can't go head hunting and get away with it because of offsetting fouls. It's just not the way it works. They need to change that rule. Everybody thinks that the guy should be suspended, and if this was Brady, it wasn't Brady. Brady doesn't run the ball. Brady throws the ball into the ground. If anybody gets near him, he did it how many times yesterday? And only gotten called for intentional grounding once. Brady went 18 for 39 with 150 yards and an interception. Brady looked, everybody said last night on the NFL Network, maybe the second worst game of his career. He looked terrible. We made him look like a rookie. He sucked. And I love what me and you were talking, Dion said last night. They said, did the Bills just show the blueprint of how to beat the Patriots? He said, no, they didn't, because nobody else has the personnel that the Bills have. So they can't repeat what the Bills just did.
You can try,
I love that.
but
That's a
it's never
great shout-out by Dion to our defense. And so, anyways, back to the hit. Allen gets hurt. I think he went out.
Concussion protocol immediately.
He jumped back up finally, ran out, and which was good to see, but I don't think he's going to play this week. Everybody's calling for the guy's head. It was a dirty hit. He led with his helmet. My problem is it's football. Your helmet's on top of your head. When I'm running it and you're running and we run into each other, our heads are going to hit. And I know he kind of leaned down a little bit. Whatever. It was a dirty hit. I don't think it was finable or.
You think you need Allen to win next week?
I'm nervous about next week. Me and him were talking. We're playing the Titans next week. I think that we could easily win if the defense shows up like they have all year. But the Titans are so back and forth. They win big one week, they get their butts kicked. They win again. Mariota got sacked 9 times last week to Jacksonville, and then comes out and wins this week. That's
It's their
another
rushing
thing I
game.
told
It's
him.
all based on what Henry does. If Henry
Exactly.
has a big day, then it's going to be tough.
And my problem is our defensive line, as good as our defense is as a whole, our defensive line is not getting a lot of pressure on quarterbacks. We haven't had many sacks lately.
But they're run
and
blocking.
I'd love to see that. But I don't know. Like we were saying, when you walked out of there, me and Willie actually met up before the game. He was tailgating with Ron. I was with Pody, my buddy Matt, and we had a good time. And then I went and met Kyle Williams. That was pretty cool.
You got to see Kyle.
that?
Yep.
Kyle was there because he officiated a wedding at halftime, first time in NFL history. That was odd.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool. They got engaged there. It was their first date,
Yeah.
and so they got married there. It was strange. Jim Kelly walked her down the aisle. It was kind of
Yeah.
cool. You probably had a good view of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You
He
were
walked her to like the 40, and then her father took over and took her the rest of the way
Yeah.
or whatever. But yeah, no, it was
Bugs
really
out
neat to
here.
see. Yeah, it was really neat to see. But yeah, like you said, coming out in the parking lot of the game, there was a huge section of Pats fans. They came over, shook our hands, said good game. They were really subdued and quiet, weren't running their mouths. And
No, that's what we were saying. After the game, it was almost like nobody is scared of the Patriots anymore. We know we can hang with these guys. Finally,
Yes.
after all these years, we can finally hang with the best.
Right.
And I don't think their defense is the best. I think our defense is better than theirs. I did write down the stats. I should probably go over those. The Bills had 23 first downs to the Patriots 11.
Mhm.
Total yards 224 to our 375. Yards per play 3.6 to 5.3. I already told you what Brady did. I am so sick of Bills fans. Sorry guys, but I'm sick of all of you Facebook whiners. Just whining about everybody on the team. Allen needs to go. Zay Jones is the worst player ever. Yeah, he hasn't looked good this year, but like, what is you complaining going to do about it? It's not like they're reading that and going to fire him this week.
Or Duke.
I know, I want Duke. I do want Duke called up.
Get rid of McKenzie. He's not. He
Give me
plays
Zay.
5 plays a game.
I like Zay. Zay's a great guy, but to me, a lot of those drops yesterday were not. Barkley comes in and starts throwing at people's feet. It's kind of tough to make.
Zay
those
has
catches.
a touchdown pass in the end zone. If he
He did,
just has
and Allen
hands.
missed him.
There was a
No,
milestone in the game
yeah,
yesterday
he
before
didn't miss
scored.
him.
Allen missed him. He
Zay
was
dropped
wide.
it. It's in his hands.
Wait, the one where he dove
Yep.
like this high? Oh, that was terrible.
If it's
That was
touching your
Barkley.
hands, you should catch it.
Oh, no, you're like dad with that. If it's in your hands, the quarterbacks need to be more accurate, and Allen did not look accurate yesterday.
Right. Frank Gore got his 15,000
15,000 yards, fourth player in NFL history.
Yep.
Emmett, Dion, and who is it? Walter Payton, I think.
Yeah, and he looked good, and they just stopped giving him the ball.
Not Dion. Barry Sanders.
In the fourth
Barry
quarter.
only played how many years and,
Yeah.
and had
11.
15,000 yards. If he would have played like the rest of these guys, he'd have
All time.
20,000.
Yeah, he'd be
He'd have by
all time.
far
Gore
been
can
the best.
pass him this year, I think.
Yeah.
He can pass. I think it's Barry. He can pass
Yeah.
one of the three I saw. He will. I think he's only 200
300,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. But
270.
they stopped feeding him the ball in the fourth quarter.
They did. How was it around your section?
The fans were good. I mean, they were loud. They were really loud. In
It
our
was
section.
loud, but I mean, there was a lot of Patriots fans. I wasn't.
Only
being
a couple
quiet.
in our section. There
Poor
really
Cody
wasn't.
thought he was going to have to go to jail sticking up for me because I
But
don't
yes.
like those massholes being in my stadium.
Yeah.
There was a big fight behind us. Patriots fan got his butt whooped. He was bleeding all over.
Oh, I didn't hear about
Oh,
that.
it was it was
Nice.
interesting. What else have I got here? You want to talk about the Giants?
I just got to
That's
see
your
the
boys.
stats because they played the same time the Bills did yesterday. They did win 24-3 against the Redskins. Jones went 2-0 as a starter. He looks okay. He threw 2 picks yesterday. Still hasn't really played against a
2-0.
He hasn't played really against a good defense yet. That's what scares me. I mean,
He looks better than Eli. We gotta admit it.
oh yes, absolutely. He's a franchise quarterback. There's no doubt about it. He's going to be there. But they won a game they should have won. That's the way I look at it. And they dominated 24-3. It was neat to see Haskins got to play for the Redskins. Looked like a deer in the
His first
headlights.
touchdown
played
pass was
like-
to the Giants.
Yep, to Jabal Peppers.
Speaking of touchdown passes, Allen did not throw one yesterday. Never mind.
He had a
no,
rushing touchdown.
But what? What are you guys saying back here?
He had a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
the goal line. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
We had an interception in the end zone yesterday.
Yes.
Micah Hyde
Yep.
picked off Brady in the end zone. That doesn't happen a lot.
No.
Pretty awesome.
Yep.
One thing I did want to touch on is the cheat reads. We all know they love to get away with. The pick play. How was the pick play? That's famous New England. Run these little picks, which are illegal, but the refs don't call them a lot.
Right.
They got away with it. We reviewed it. We challenged it. Still got away with it. Before the game, Belichick's son, who's a coach, and another assistant coach on the Patriots, all of New England goes in. This isn't an official rule. This is just respect.
Right.
You go in, and then the Bills, the home team stays out and finishes up warm-ups. They decided a couple of their coaches were going to stay out and watch our warm-ups.
And
So
linger around,
McDermott didn't take too kindly to that. Went over and literally
Shoot
shoot them
them
off the
away.
field, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What all I got with my notes? I got to take notes because I can't remember anything. Basically, my takeaway from this game is, like we said, we can hang with anybody. Allen just needed an average game yesterday. If Allen played okay yesterday, the Bills walk away with this game. We got the ball back in the fourth quarter 3 times in a row. We shut Brady down.
Allen's
and
in the
could
fourth
not
quarter,
score.
we win the game.
We might have. We very well might have.
Yeah.
We got down to
We
the
were
3,
driving.
and I think Allen would have ran it in. And my thing is, kick that field goal. Take those points. Then you're only down by a field goal. Your defense is playing lights out. Sure enough, you get the ball right back.
I think
But
it's
the whole game came down to a block punt that shouldn't have happened.
Right.
And that's what sucks. As you knew when that happened, that's going to be big. So, we got to go around the league. Is this, you got a password on this thing?
Hit
He
the
looks
button.
at me with weird.
Hit the button, swipe up.
Swipe up. Yep, you do have a password on it.
So we don't have to delay on that.
Just say it out loud.
Dad.
Dad, what?
Not
Oh,
me.
on the ship, yeah.
Yeah.
Dad, we tried to get a hold of Dad. We were going to bring him in live, and we couldn't because he's just having too much dang fun. So that if you're watching live, if you go on our YouTube page, I will actually, Dad posted a video for tonight's show. I'm going to put it together with tonight's video, and you can see both on there. But Dad is on a cruise right now. Him and Mom are having a blast.
Yep.
We got it for them for their 40th, and it looks like they're having a riot. I'm going to New York this weekend with Michaela to meet up with them, and I'm going to see the Ava Brothers,
Nice.
of course, for the 10th time. If I buy tickets, I haven't bought tickets yet.
So Thursday's game.
Thursday night's game.
That was a
big
shocker.
game. Loved it. Eagles beat the Packers 34-27 in Lambeau. It was the old Rodgers. Rodgers went off in this game. He looked amazing, but went through 160 yards and won, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
The Titans beat the Falcons 24-10.
What's up with the Falcons this year?
They suck.
That's bad.
Before the season,
Patriots beat us. We said
Yeah.
16-10 was the
Chiefs
final.
had a tough game.
Chiefs almost lost to Detroit. Mahomes, everybody was talking about his first game indoors. He's going to look even better. I don't know why it would change that much, but he looked worse. But then, of course, led the game-winning drive.
Yeah.
The Raiders beat the Colts 31-24.
Got to talk about that game for a second, about the hit.
Oh, Vontez Burfict or whatever the heck his name is.
whatever
Of
his
course,
name
he's been suspended 46 times and fined.
He's
and
out for the year.
He's done for the year.
He is appealing it. I did hear it today, but he left his feet crown first.
The guy was still on the ground. His knee was on the ground.
Yeah.
All he had to do was touch him and he'd been down, and instead he dove into his head. So,
so
that one was dirty. I will
we'll wait
give
and
you
see
that
what the
one.
NFL does with that. They already told
Because
me.
you know me. I told you, I'm terrible. I
Yeah.
want to see him get picked up and slammed. You're football players. Chargers got to play a high school team this week, so they beat the Dolphins 30-10. Your Giants, we said.
Yeah.
The Brownies. I know everybody's mad. The Brownies looked good. 40-25
Against
over
the
Baltimore.
Ravens, yeah.
The big surprise for me, well, the next two.
Yeah.
Panthers beat the Texans 16-10. What is up with Houston? I want them to be good this year. And
Yeah.
I hate the Panthers.
And no Cam.
No Cam, and you're losing 16-10. That was our score.
Yeah.
Buccaneers put up 55 on the Rams,
Which was surprising.
How does
Very
that happen?
surprising.
Jameis Winston had
Career day.
it was insane. Goff had 500 passing yards in that game.
Yep.
I told Michaela, she doesn't watch football. I said, so our quarterback in 36 straight games has not thrown over 300 yards. Theirs threw for over 500 today. Wow. Yeah, that is pretty impressive.
it just shows me
And
how
it's freaking
crappy the
out
Rams
so much,
defense
yeah.
is.
Yeah, and I think I have them in fantasy.
The Vikings look really bad.
The
No
Seahawks
offense.
beat the Cardinals
Yep.
27-10. Bears beat the Vikings 16-6, and the only defense that looks better than ours is the Bears.
Yeah.
They are legit.
Scary. Yeah, their front four is pretty bad.
Vikings offense.
Gardner freaking Minshew, baby. The
Yeah.
second.
Jaguars.
Down by a couple touchdowns in Denver, brings the boys back, wins the game. I saw the meme. He was shaking. It's like, it's always nice to meet your hero. Peyton Manning got to meet his today when he shook hands with Gardner Minshew.
That's actually really funny. And then the Cowboys lost to the Saints.
Cowboys lost to the Saints with Teddy.
That's right.
Teddy
12
didn't
to
look
10.
so
Low
hot,
scoring game.
12-10. That was last night. Yeah, I didn't go home until 9:30 last night. Traffic was
Yeah,
terrible.
we didn't. I didn't get back to Baldwinsville to get my car until like 10 almost.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Traffic. I don't know if it was just so many mass holes going down
Yeah,
the freeway,
that's what it was.
but it was brutal.
Yeah, it was bad.
Syracuse, they play this week?
Yeah, they crushed Holy Cross. It wasn't even
Did
a
they?
game.
41-3.
Yankees finished with 103 wins.
Yeah.
First round.
308, 307 home runs. They finished in second behind the Twins,
Yeah.
who we are
We're
playing
playing first round.
First round.
And I will be there. I won't be at the game. I'll be in the Bronx Friday night, but I can't afford a ticket or I would go.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes next week. I don't know when we're doing a show next week because Dad won't be back till Tuesday. I'm coming back from New York Monday night, so we might do a Thursday night show next week.
All right, yeah, just let me know.
You did
I
say
think
that.
that'd be cool. That would work for
What else
everybody.
is going on? Preseason hockey. I mean, you got that going on right now.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I don't really.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Bills should have won. We legitimately should have won that game, and there's no doubt about it. We were the better team, and we lost. And Dad's not here, and he hasn't done one yet this year because he's been in such a good mood.
All right.
Not Joel. Not Joel. What's that, Will?
That's a hole.
What am I doing to it?
Yeah, touching it.
My touch hole of the year so far for Dad is none other than Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Go away. Nobody wants you. Now he's in Twitter battles.
Yeah, and not even making sense. Like
No,
it's
my
not.
God.
It's like
He's so. You want this? All
yeah,
right.
it's bad. It's bad. Calling out every player basically.
Eric Weddle basically put him in his place. It was hilarious. Him and Baker got into it, which was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just suck, buddy. I'm glad you didn't come to Buffalo. We don't want you. Yeah. And that's about it. You can. Oh yeah, that's why you wanted that, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're a mess without Dad here.
Yeah.
We didn't
He's
understand.
the anchor.
He's the anchor.
He's the anchor.
We missed you, Dad.
We definitely missed you, Dad. That's for sure.
Whew. But we
So-
decided to do it outside tonight. It's still beautiful out.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Probably. What do you think? Right around 60.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're giggling about over there. Did we not record? Oh, okay.
All right. Good on.
But you can start the
Yep.
tunes over there. Oh, I went with Jamestown Revival, Judgment Day. Look them up if you don't know them. Great song. And I just thought it was fitting because that was the Bills' Judgment Day. And why is he not any play? And we freaking showed up. We played our butts off.
That's all we could ask for.
Have won the game.
Till
We're
next
3-1.
week.
Next week in Tennessee, I say the Bills 30-20 next week. Go Bills. Thanks
Have a
for
good
joining
night.
us. Good night.